What's up, guys? It's the T-Ball and I am back with another video. Before I start, if you guys could hit that like button and subscribe for more NBA, Brooklyn Nets, and Jeremy Lin videos. Your support is greatly appreciated as we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So if you're not subbed, be sure to hit that sub button as your support means the world to me. So today, we're going to be going over Jeremy Lin and the Brooklyn Nets loss to the Utah Jazz. They lost by a score of 112 to 97. And some key box score stats. Jeremy Lin played only 16 minutes. He was in foul trouble most of the game. He had 5 personal fouls in only 16 minutes, which was pretty crazy. Per 36, that's about, what was that, 12 personal fouls, about 11, 12 personal fouls, which is, um, Lin just struggled to stay on the floor. He scored 7 points to go along with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. He had 3 turnovers. He won 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3-point range. Brook Lopez, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 blocks. He was 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3-point range, and 6 of 7 from the free throw line. For the Utah Jazz, Rudy Gobert with 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Derek Favors, 19 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. And George Hill with a great game of 34 points, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. So, what happened? So, the Nets went down early in the first quarter. They were down around 11 points or so, I think, somewhere around there. Early on, the Jazz were dominating from the inside out. They were playing great defense on the Nets as the Nets scored about, was it, like 4 points in the first couple minutes, which just shows how good the Jazz's defense is. As even though that's really bad scoring by the Nets in the first quarter or in the first couple minutes, is to be expected because the Jazz are a great defensive team. So I wasn't too surprised. But then once the Nets bench came in, they made a small comeback. They came within about 4 points, I'm pretty sure, and but then the Jazz kind of came back a little more, scored a little more, and they extended their lead to about 8 to 9 points. So and at the end of the first half, the Nets were down by only 9 points, as it was most of the same in the second quarter, where the Nets would come within 5 or 6 points. Then the Jazz would bring it to around 10 points, and it was back and forth kind of, and eventually the Jazz would finish with a 9 point halftime lead. So the Nets were only down 9 at halftime, so it seemed pretty possible the Nets could make a small comeback, maybe cut the lead to maybe around 3 or 4 after the end of the third quarter and try to win it in the fourth, but nope. The Nets and Jeremy Lin. I'll get to Lin in a little bit. The Nets struggled to contain the Jazz. Hayward, he was driving, kicking to guys like Joe Ingles, who Ingles was on fire today. He hit open threes. He was money, and George Hill, which I'll get to him later as well. Um, yeah, and so the Nets just had trouble scoring. Their offense didn't look like it clicked at all today. It was very stagnant, in my opinion, except for a couple plays where there was some decent ball movement, but it was mostly very stagnant. Guys playing 1-on-1, 2-on-2, like 2-man games, and I just didn't feel like everyone got involved today on offense. So eventually, in the fourth quarter, the Nets were down around, I forget how many, it was like around 14, 15 points maybe. And the Jazz would just blow it out, and the scrubs would come in, and we did get to see Andrew Nicholson and KJ McDaniels play, so that was cool. Hopefully, they'll get some more minutes. But what I don't like though is how Kenny, the coach, plays these crazy 12, 13-man rotations, even when the game is, even when the Nets are in the game. Kenny just plays these a huge amount of players. I really think he should cut the rotation to around 9 to 10 people. 10 is the max, but to make it over 10, like 11, 12, 13, 14 people is just, to be honest, is pretty stupid. As guys come in who didn't play yet, multiple guys, and they're probably pretty rusty. They're not really clicking yet, while the other team has guys who have been in the game for a couple minutes already. You know, they got their blood going, their heart racing, they're ready to go. They're clicking, and basically the the opposing team has an advantage over the net. So that's kind of off topic. Sorry if that didn't make sense. Sorry if that didn't make sense. I just thought that off the top of my head. So I didn't have that in my notes, but just a quick thought. So for Jeremy Lin, he struggled mightily today. He could not guard George Hill. George Hill went 10 to 12 tonight, but it really wasn't against Lin only. It was against Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, Isaiah Whitehead. None of the Nets could contain George Hill. And, kudos to George Hill. He's having a great season this year. He's averaging around 18 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. He's going to get a huge contract. So, good for him. He's a good defender, and he seems like a good dude. So, um, just good for him. So Lin, he struggled a bit offensively as well, even though 3 of 7 from the field is decent. Was that 42.9%, something like that, 42.7%. But he still had trouble driving to the rim. We have seen this over the past 3 games. Lin seems hesitant to drive, as I think he's just trying to stay healthy, still get into the flow of things, and try to avoid any injuries, and last basically the rest of the season, so he can just work on his conditioning, hamstring, all that stuff in the summer, and hopefully be ready for the start of the next season. So let me just see. Yeah, but Lin's jumpers were pretty nice today. He took only one layup, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was one, maybe 2 layups. So, Lin hitting 3 jumpers today was nice. And surprisingly, Lin was in foul trouble today. He usually isn't in foul trouble too often, but I guess he just looks a little slow since returning. But that's to be expected, as Lin hasn't played in how many games? Like 26 games since 3 games ago. So overall, Lin has looked pretty good over the past 4 games. I'm not gonna judge him from this game. He looked great against the Kings, and he was pretty decent against the Nuggets and against the Warriors. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. The Nets will have a chance to redeem themselves against the Blazers tomorrow in Portland. It will be on at 10:30 Eastern time, and hopefully the Nets can pull out a win and try to hit at least, if they can hit 18 wins this season, I'll be happy at this point. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.